Hi, this is Drogi, and you might have heard that the whole SM64 community is in turmoil right now because a new setup has been found for the holy grail of Super Mario 64 speedrunning, which is Carpetless. It involves a pretty crazy setup for 2 wall kicks that will get you on this slope right here. Now, to avoid misinformation about this topic from being spread, I will now answer the most common questions about this. The timestamps for them are in the description below, as well as any future additions to the topic. First, I will briefly explain what Carpetless is, what's different about the new method, how it was found, how exactly it works, and if this can be done by a human being in real time. One little hint, the experts agree on one clear answer to this question. Well, let's jump right in. What is Carpetless? So in a 120-star speedrun, you ride a carpet all the way up to the big house in the sky in Rainbow Ride. A method to skip this autoscroller would allow you to collect the star on the house faster to then combine the 100 coin star with a different star as theorized by Fantex, ultimately saving around a minute in a 120-star speedrun, which would be huge. Like, actually huge. People have found several ways of performing Carpetless, but none of the methods are actually viable for 120-star speedrunners. But more about that now as I answer, what is different about the new method? Well, before there were 3 relevant methods of doing Carpetless that were all pulled off by tool-assisted speedrunners. Very briefly, a tool-assisted speedrunner, a TASer, advances the game frame by frame, loads hundreds or thousands of save states, corrects and fixes every little detail, and thus creates perfect gameplay when replayed in real time later that no human could ever reproduce. So the newest tool-assisted speedrun of this star involves parallel universes, crazy technical stuff. The second to newest task strategy was used in the last full 120-star task from 2012 and involves hyperspeed wall kicks. The strategy you're probably familiar with is the one that has been pulled off in RTA by players Shia and Miko, who both put hundreds of hours into just this one star. If you want to know more about that topic and this strat, check out this video on the strategy by Crowbar Krolak. I'll also link Shia's and Miko's attempt in the description. So, the new method only does 2 wall kicks right here and barely makes it on top where Mario can kick his way up the slope to reach the star. How was that found? Let us travel back to the year of 2009. BlazeSoul, a tool-assisted speedrunner, showed a video of a trick and said he got so close to getting Carpetless right here, but just couldn't make it to the top. So yesterday, Mario player UWU Princess uploaded a video of how close she got doing Carpetless with doing a glitchy wall kick and then doing another wall kick. She was trying to find a setup and tried for 16 hours until she managed to get onto the roof with her setup. There is no full video of the full trick, and the task community has not been yet able to reproduce her method in a combined effort, even with hacked angles, speeds and positions. However, it inspired other testers to investigate the whole thing a bit further, and then they found a consistent method that can be reproduced by any tester. So it was Frame Perfection who eventually uploaded the task of his very own, very new method. Interestingly, both Frame Perfection and UWU weren't aware of BlazeSoul's attempt from 11 years ago. But anyway, we have a new Carpetless method which involves a new tech that has never been used before in speedruns. We are talking about the second wall kick, which is a very specific glitchy wall kick. Now it gets technical. Let me explain to you how this whole thing works. So I mentioned a special new glitchy wall kick, but to explain that I need to explain this first glitchy wall kick to you first, and to explain that let me introduce you to the concept of quarter frames. So Mario runs on around 30 FPS on NTSC, means we get a new updated picture of the game every 0.03 seconds, which is 1 frame. Now listen to an explanation by Bismuth on what a quarter frame is.
When processing Mario's movement, the game subdivides the movement in 4 steps, which we'll call quarter steps. As Mario is moving, the game checks if there's an obstacle on each quarter step of his movement. As long as nothing is in the way, Mario will keep being moved on each quarter step. However, if he's about to move into a ceiling, the quarter step will be cancelled and he will stay in place. In other words, if Mario is about to move into a ceiling, he will be moved up to the last valid quarter step of his movement.
In theory, this is much more complicated, but for this video let's break it down like that. So now that we know about quarter frames, let's have a look at the 2 glitchy wall kicks in this method. We will now have a look at the situation of this first glitchy wall kick from above. I refer to the orange wall on the picture as the other wall as well. You will see. So Mario is gonna approach this ceiling and bonk on it. And bonking off of a ceiling cancels Mario's horizontal movement. However, if he bonks on the ceiling on an early quarter frame and with a super precise angle and position then touches the orange wall in a later quarter frame, Mario will not be pushed back, but he will bonk off of the orange wall. That's because the game does not care where Mario bonked initially, it only cares about the last wall Mario touched, which is not the black ceiling, but the orange wall. So Mario bonks off of it, and by pressing A while Mario bonks off of a wall, we perform a wall kick. Now the wall kick will go straight through the wall with the opposite angle of Mario's incident angle. But of course we're not gonna fly through the wall, we are going to fly along the wall on the outside. That's a rather common glitchy wall kick of the type ceiling quarter frame glitchy wall kick. Now the second glitchy wall kick is a special one as it features a brand new tech. Let's have a look at that one frame where Mario bonks and wall kicks. The orange wall is the wall from before, the other one is the wall of the spire. So basically Mario's speed vector will point towards Mario's intended next position. Because his angle is less than 45 degrees towards the orange wall, Mario will not bonk there. So in the quarter step 1, he would be landing inside the wall. Remember, Mario's position is updated in every quarter step. So the game pushes Mario out of the wall perpendicularly. Mario's new intended next position is now here. Let's enter quarter step 2. Mario would be ending up here inside the wall again, is being pushed out and lands here. Now in the third quarter step, Mario's next position is inside the spire wall all of a sudden. The game will now shout, "Alert!" Mario jumped into a wall with an angle bigger than 45 degrees, so Mario is gonna bonk at the end of this frame no matter what. Keep that in mind, Mario is gonna bonk after this frame. So now Mario will be pushed out of the spire wall perpendicularly as well, ending up here. We are now entering the fourth and last quarter step. So the next intended position is now inside the orange wall again, and at the end of the fourth quarter step, Mario will be in this corner. The next frame starts and, you remember, Mario bonks. But we said the game does not care when Mario bonked initially, which was in the spire wall, but it cares about the last wall Mario touched, which is the orange one. So Mario will bonk off of the orange wall, and only if position and speed were so precise that this quarter step order could be followed just exactly like that, Mario can wall kick off of the orange wall and make it to the very top with a first frame wall kick. Okay, I want to state, I simplified quite a lot here. The walls that you saw do not quite look like that. Wall hitboxes actually extend in cardinal directions, meaning that the two walls look more like this. So as you can see in the third quarter frame, Mario just barely makes it into the spire wall. On quarter frame 4, he just barely makes it back into the other wall. This is why it's so hard, and remember that all of this happens within one frame, while Mario literally moves a few pixels only. In addition to this insane precision, the speed needs to be super low and super precise as well. All of this makes Plush, one of the world's best testers, conclude, "It's easy for me to estimate the new strat is at least 3 times harder than the Bob-omb strat." Even if you were to assume there was a setup to get the same perfect angle for the glitchy wall kick, it very much seems that both the angles and timing precision have to be perfect for every frame throughout each frame of the maneuver. Also, I suspect that to a lot of people it looks close because they're close to landing on the top, but they forget that to jump after you start butt sliding, you're first obligated to slide on the ground for 5 frames. This means in reality you don't only want to land on the slope, but also want to land high enough on it. Everyone's attempt so far that looked kinda close is not even close at all. So, 3 times harder than the Bob-omb strat? The bomb strat took experienced runner Miko around 260 hours to pull off just once. Is anyone crazy enough to grind this new method in real time? We don't know, but we do know for sure, for now it won't really have an influence on a 120-star speedrun. Still don't believe me? Well, here's a few more quotes by certified experts. I agree to them, and I think, okay, yeah, this is not gonna be useful for 120 star at all. So now I'd like to know, what do you think about this trick? Will it be a thing in single star individual level speedruns? Or what else is it good for? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to follow my social media. At this point, I want to give a huge thank you to these people who helped me a ton with the creation of this video. I appreciate it so much, I freaking love this community. Okay then, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the bell to stay tuned about more SM64 and N64 content by Drogi. I wish you a very nice day and see ya.